Now I'm discussing question number 4. Question number 4, if you see, the very first question is about the variables, constant and literals, and special focus will be on literals, the different types of literals, which are integer literals, your character literals, okay, character literals, your string literals. Okay, these are the major types of literals are there, which and floating point literal. So here you need to know what is the difference between each of them. I give a very simple example, like you have a 0 written, like this is a character literal, this is a string literal, and again if you write something like 0, this is an integer literal, and if 0 0.0, this is a floating point literal. Now it is not simply the difference is there in the representation, their sizes are also different, where this particular one takes 1 byte. Okay, the string always take, in this case it is taking 2 bytes, as there is a null character. This kind of integer take 2 bytes, and this is by default double, so it takes 8 bytes. So this is one of the differences between all the types of literals. Now your fundamental data types, which we know, are char, int, long, and then you have a float and double. So these are just you should know what basically these data types, uh, what values they can store, and what is the memory size required by them. Okay, char is like 1 byte, int 2 bytes, long 4 bytes, float also 4 bytes, and double take 8 bytes. And the difference between this float and long is that long can store only integral values, and float and double both can store decimal values. Then mathematical expression, it's also quite simple. Any expression, if you can take for example the things like sine 2x plus, if you are writing anything, say uh, y to the power 3. So this can be written as something like sine, then multiplied by 2, and this is can be written by y comma 3. Okay, so all types of mathematical functions are there, so which can be used, which you can use. So there are lots many examples, you can go through them, it's not at all difficult. Okay, then you have expressions which are arithmetic and relational and logical expression, they are evaluated. A very simple one like a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 6, and let's see, you need to know. So and c is given as something like plus a into b. So in that case, as you see, the operation is done first for a, and then into 6 it is c value is 36. Okay, so this is this. And in case of relational operators like a not equal to b, which will result in returns the value of 1 as it is true. Okay, and logical operators sometimes like a is lesser than equal to b, and you are using the logical operator and you are saying b is smaller than 5. So you can see here, first one is true, which and the second one is not true, so it will returns false. So these are logical operators, so you have to just evaluate first and you see. And so the 3 1, there is an this operation, important one like this one, where a lesser than equal to b, which will returns a means 5 less than equal to 6 will returns what is true. 5 is less than equal to, so it will make the this return change the result, and it will make it false, so return 0. Now there are questions are identifying the errors. So you see what are the syntactical errors present in the program. There are programs where errors like header files are absent, maybe some keyword written in uppercase, that is also not possible. Okay, strings are assigned a value. For example, you are writing a char str equal to hello, which is not possible. You need a string call. And so these are a few of the things which you need to semicolons missing, printing. So these are all. Now we are coming to the C++ theory on this important, especially enum, const, references. So this in the first question we have discussed about the constant. So if we want to declare constant, especially symbolic constant, we have one is enum. Enum is used to declare, like you can enum write the colors, and you are writing colors and red, green and blue. So enum keyword is used to declare user defined data type like colors which have integral values for red, green and blue. So this will be, the value will be something like for the red it is 0, for the green it is 1, and for the blue. And then references are nothing but they are the alias names. They are the alternative names of existing variables. Okay, so this is about the references. So you can have a declare a reference like you have int x, then next line you can declare say int ampersand y equal to x. So this is a reference variable, so they both point to the same. And we have already discussed about tokens and all this. So now C++ theory questions, especially you pay attention to the special differences. So here differences between break and continue, then your difference between what we call is the while and do while loop. And one of the other things, this is also said, we also say this as entry control loop versus exit control loop. Then we have a difference between very important is implicit typecasting versus explicit typecasting. Okay, we are also like if else if versus switch. So break continue, break can terminate a loop abruptly. It can goes out of the loop when the break statement is there. Continue will skip the remaining part of the loop, body of loop, and go to the beginning. While do while, it's all about checking condition at the beginning and at the end. And while may not work if for even once if it is the beginning condition is false. Where your implicit and explicit typecasting is about how the data type, or how a variable of any data type is automatically converted into compatible data type. If else if, where it's also very simple. Here we can check the ranges, all types of comparisons, which is only meant for the uh, exact comparison, that is equality operation. Okay, now this is also a very simple one, switch to if else if conversion. Okay, you might have something like, let's say I give you an example, switch right x. Okay, here int x is there and some value of x you are taking from the user, and this is x is there. And then you are coming to like case 1, let's see, it's a plus plus and it's a break. And we have case 2, case 3, it is b plus plus and it is break. And then case 4, c plus plus and break. And let's see default d plus plus. Okay, we have something like this. So if you want to convert this to if else if, it's quite a simple. You can just write the first two lines is, you don't need to do anything, you can just write as it is. Okay, and then your if x is equal to 1, the first value, your a plus plus, else if your x is equal to 2, then it is 2, or x is equal to 3, then it is B plus plus, if else if x is equal to 4, then C plus plus, and else is the default part D plus plus. So this is how you can easily convert anything. So the other way around also you can use, if this is given, you can do this part. Okay, now conversion of for to while loop, so also very simple one. If you have a for loop something like this, for int sum equal to 0, let's see, and here given for uh, uh, int x is equal to uh, let's see, 5x is less than equal to y, and let's see x plus plus, and here something like this, if x percentage 2 is equal to 0, then sum plus equal to 5, else sum plus equal to 10. Now you have to convert it. So it's what you can do is your int sum will remain as it is. You are going to put the x less than equal to y in this condition will be coming here. Oh yeah, and the this int x equal to 5 initialization will go outside the loop. Then you bring the entire body of the loop here. Okay, and finally your x plus plus will be here. So this is the okay. Now we are coming to okay, it's identifying the errors and using mathematical functions and formatting. So identifying the error, so if your program is error, especially in the while loop, for loop, you see like a do while loop return with something, and it's a while here, okay, x not equal to 5, semicolon missing. So this could be one of the errors. So there you have to go through the different formats you have learned, so you see the syntax is right. Mathematical functions, okay, like a very simple function, and you have to very important is how to see the formatting of a number to some correct decimal places. For that you can use a file called iomanip.h header file, and when you're writing the answer, like for example you got the area, okay, like you have a double area, and let's see area is 3.14, let's see your the radius is 14 into 14. Now in this case, if you want to restrict the result, you want to display the result, so you can have set iOS flags to iOS fixed. Okay, so this is one. Then one more is set iOS flags to iOS show point. This is in case the answer has no decimal, it will show point. And there is one more which is the most important, which is the set precision, and this time you see up to 2 decimal places, and then you write the area. So it is going to show the area with 2 decimal places. Okay, so less formula will be given, and don't get confused if you see the formula of area is given something else. See, it is a programmer just have to code based on the formula as given it is. So you should not go into that thinking why the formula is incorrect. It is just to coding the given formula into C++ way of mathematical expression. So we have now question 6 and question 7. So I'm going to discuss in my next lecture these two questions.